Hi there, my name is Phil from 2020 Sounds. Thank you for clicking on our channel. Today's video is entitled Why Do I Love Weddings? So here we are now, July 2020, in the midst of COVID-19, and we as a business haven't done a booking since March the 7th, and as I sit here now, I don't know when our next booking will be. I've got bookings coming in August and September, but with the restrictions and the guidelines that are currently in place, I don't know if those weddings are going to be going ahead as planned. I suspect they aren't. So effectively with COVID-19, our business has been taken away from us, which is, such a shame. And it gives you time to reflect on why you love weddings so much, and that's why I wrote the blog and I've done this video to accompany that really. I remember like it was yesterday, my first wedding, which was April 2010. It was Mark and Laura and it was at Leeds Castle. I can remember being so incredibly nervous because it was my first wedding and because it was a wedding as well. I remember, just remember feeling this enormous weight of responsibility. And thankfully it all went really well, and I had a lot of compliments about it, and it was great. Subsequently, since then, I've been to weddings almost every weekend for the last 11 years, more so than not being in a DJ capacity. So I love the responsibility that a wedding booking is. It's a lot of pressure because obviously, you can't go back and do it again because it's their big day and they want to have the best big day possible. So again, that pressure sort of sits heavy on you, and there is a lot of responsibility that's involved. And I get the best out of myself by having a lot of responsibility. I've always worked well when having a big task at hand. It just brings out the best in me. So that's why I love weddings so much, because it's such a big responsibility, and it pushes yourself to be better all the time, and there are so many lessons to take out of each and every booking. And some bookings are really hard, where some guests don't want to dance, or you're there just as a almost background really. People aren't going to dance, and you take a lot from that. And then some bookings you go to and people are dancing to everything, even the background music. Again, you take lessons from that as well. And even now, 11 years down the line, every booking, essentially I learn something new with every playlist that somebody comes and asks of me, what put these songs together, and I look up a new playlist on Spotify or Apple Music. Again, it's more music to learn. So I'm always learning something from it. And that's why I love weddings so much. Also as well, there's a huge family that's involved when it goes to weddings. We get to, as suppliers, myself as a DJ and with a photo booth and a self mirror, we get to go to a lot of incredibly lovely venues, some of the most beautiful venues in Kent and sometimes further afield. And you get to build up a really nice rapport with some of the wedding coordinators at the venues. Some of the suppliers have gone on to be some, incredibly close friends of mine, videographers, photographers, cake makers, again, some wedding coordinators. So you build up this wonderful family of friends, and that's what I think the wedding community is really. It's I think it's different to any other wedding industry. I suppose you could say from the outside looking in that maybe there is that rivalry, but let's say DJs are taking work off one another. And of course there are a little bit of that, there's an element of that, but more so than not, most DJs will pass work to one another. I've got 3 or 4 DJs that we pass work along, and it's a real nice community of family. We've often gone out for DJ friends of mine, and we've gone out for a curry and a couple of drinks some night, and we share some of the wonderful stories that we have and some of the stuff that's not gone so well. So it's a real good community of people, and that's another reason why I love weddings, because I say you have a real family around you. I know when I go to weddings sometimes, and I'm there a little early and I speak to maybe the photographer, videographer, because I know them really well, having been to weddings before where they've worked, or wedding fairs where we've spoken quite often at length. So yeah, it's a really nice community. So that's, and also as well, you get to meet some truly wonderful people, some wonderful couples. as I look back now sometimes, and I often do this sometimes, and certainly now with COVID-19, it gives you that time to reflect. And you look back, and I remember sometimes, like, when a night's not going so well, and you're doing your best, but it doesn't seem to be going as well as you'd hoped. You give that time of reflection. You think, well, look what you're doing. You're playing music, which I've always loved and I've spoken about in previous videos. You're at this wonderful venue. You're at a wonderful event, and without wishing to sound brash, you're being paid for it as well. So it's a wonderful, wonderful time, and it is now with COVID-19, as I say, having that all taken away, you just miss it so much. As much as I have enjoyed this time being with friends and family, and we're having weekends, and effectively as wedding suppliers, we've been given a summer off, which is so rare. We never get weekends off, family barbecues, we never have that, so we don't have this time to reflect. But now I look back on it, and I think like a Saturday night where I would be at a wedding, let's say, where the French doors are open up and everyone's outside and having a few drinks and enjoying themselves, and you're there and you're playing some background music and everyone's chatting and laughing. Those first dance moments where you see people very much in love and they're having their first dance, and when you see some of the tears that are involved when you have the first dance, and certainly with a father-daughter dance, you certainly see some tears there. Tears of joy and happiness, and you just see just some of the best moments in life. A wedding is the biggest social event of your life, and it's just such a joyous part to be, to be a part of. And as I say, I desperately miss it. I really do, and I cannot wait until my first booking again. I really can't. And next year, going into 2021, is going to be, an incredibly busy year for all the wedding suppliers as well as venues as well. So I think by the end of 2021, let's say New Year's Eve, I think rather than having a New Year's Eve party, we should all have, as wedding suppliers or the wedding industry, should have a collective drink, because we're all going to be absolutely shattered. I mean, having spoke to other friends of mine, photographers, videographers, cake makers, florists, all friends of mine in the same industry, they would maybe be doing, 2 or 3 bookings a week. Some are now doing like 5, 6, some might have been doing 3 or 4 on a day itself because they've got to do so much more. So it's going to be such a busy year for us next year. But, I personally can't wait. I spoke recently with the people that work alongside me, and I've briefed them with regards to how busy next year is going to be. And we all as a collective just can't wait to get started again. We just really can't. And I can't wait until my first wedding again. Just be able to play music again in front of people, and to have that collective joy where we all perhaps have a sigh of relief where it's all over and we all just, want to get on with our lives again. And I just can't wait. So that's really why I love weddings. I love the responsibility that's bestowed upon me about DJing at somebody's very special evening. I love that responsibility that's given me, that the people that put their trust in me to DJ at their weddings. I love the community, the family. You meet so many wonderful people at venues, and you meet so many wonderful suppliers. And I love the social aspect of it as well. I love the fact that, you get to play music and people laugh and joke and you see the very best of people. And as I've said before, now that that's been taken away for short term, you start to miss it even more. So that's it for today. That's the reasons why I love weddings. I hope to see some of you soon. Maybe those that are watching this that have booked me as a DJ or a photo booth capacity. I hope to see you soon, and I hope it's going to be the best day of your life. So once again, thank you very much for watching. If you do have any comments, then please do put them in the section below. And as I always say, please do subscribe to my channel. Take care, guys. Thank you.